This story, also one of the top stories, Enlightened Christian Gathering church pastor Shepherd Bushiri, his wife Mary and 3 co-accused are scheduled to continue their bail application in the Pretoria Magistrate's Court today. The group is charged with fraud, money laundering and contravention of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act to the tune of 102 million rand. I want to get the very latest on the ground and bring in our reporter Ofentse Setimo. Ofentse is on the line. Ofentse, a very good morning to you. Take us through what we can expect in court today.
Thank you very much. Basically, yes, as you mentioned in your intro, we are coming to you from the Pretoria Magistrate Court, and Bushiri and 3 co-accused are expected to make an appearance to do the bail application today. As you remember, on Friday, proceedings were delayed as the media had to apply to film live as the proceedings are underway at the Pretoria Magistrate Court. So the bail application only started late on Friday, just after 2. So it was not able to be completed on Friday. It's expected that by today, we're going to hear responses from the affidavits that were read, affidavit from Mr. Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary, who were actually trying to explain to the court that they are not a flight risk and that they would be in the country and to attend their court proceedings without evading court. So as things stand, the proceedings haven't started. We're anticipating that because of such a huge contingent outside and the seriousness of the matter, they're going to try to expedite some of the bail applications that are on the court roll itself. As we were interacting with some of the officials of the court, they were also telling us that it's going to be a full court roll, and there is uncertainty as to whether around maybe 3 or 4, whether this matter will also be heard. But as things stand, proceedings haven't started yet. We're still waiting for the magistrates to come in so that they can start expediting some of the less prominent matters so that we can get on to the application of the ECG leadership and the 3 co-accused.
We currently look at live visuals from last week at court. Remind us, Ofentse, what was said at court last week.
Well, basically, there were some affidavits that were read immediately after the media application to film live. There were some affidavits that were read from the Bushiri couple, where Shepherd Bushiri tried to explain that he's no flight risk. In fact, he would be in the country full time. But from what we understand from Mary, the children are actually studying in Malawi, which is their home country, and that sort of gives the prosecution sort of a discomfort to a certain extent, to say that if the children are not here, then most probably they could also flee the country itself. And as you rightfully mentioned in your intro, they are accused of all those charges amounting to 102 million, whereby there was money that was fraudulently acquired.
Right. So we know Shepherd Bushiri, his wife Mary. Who are the other co-accused?
They are church officials, but at the present moment, we've been instructed not to identify them as yet. But we do know that they are linked to the church itself. In fact, they were involved in the finances of the church itself. Hence, they are also linked to the whole money laundering case that is before the courts now.
Reasons for not identifying them?
Can you repeat that?
Reasons for not identifying them, what are they?
Basically, I believe it might be because they have not made an appearance in court as yet. Okay. So it will be their first appearance today. And then following that, we should be able to quickly identify them.
Ofentse Setimo, inside court. Thank you very much indeed. We'll try to get back to you in a short while. I want to take you to scenes outside of the court there, and scores of supporters of the church leader Shepherd Bushiri gathering there last week and no doubt today. I want to bring in Sipho Stuurman, who is monitoring the situation for us there. Sipho, a very good morning to you. What are you witnessing there?
Well, a very good morning to you, Blaine, and our viewers are at home. Are you quite right? The supporters come out in their numbers They were here last week, Friday, when he made his second appearance for bail application. And of course, they've come out in their numbers again. And maybe let me just take you through the scene outside the streets here in Pretoria. The street outside the Pretoria Magistrate Court is totally shut with police monitoring the situation and the events out here. Of course, hundreds of supporters have come out here in their numbers saying that there is a conspiracy against the Bushiris and that they've done nothing wrong. Now, perhaps let me talk to one of the supporters and just get their take so we don't report on their behalf, but they can speak for themselves. Thank you very much, Ma. You are here as part of the supporters. You calling for the release of your church leader. You seem to believe that he's an innocent man.
Point of correction, Baba. I'm not here as a supporter. I'm here as a proudly steward of Major One. A proudly South African, a proudly child of God. I'm here, Ngaleondab. What I'm here, I want to tell the whole of South Africa. Oguti, Major One, Prophet Shepherd Bushiri is a real prophet of God. Ukusuka kwakhe eMalawi, it was not his choice. He did not order his steps so they be directed.
But let's talk about the current case that he's facing, not necessarily his history and background. I think we're quite aware of where he comes from. Let's talk about the case here, and you and the supporters are calling for his release. So that's what we are here for today.
I wanted to bring you so that also understand why are we here? Because we are here to support him, because we know Ogoti, who is he and who is using him, because he's being used by the real God. He's not used by the world or whatever. And he's not here as a please abantu or as a in. What is happening now isn't just publish in the radios. They don't. They were so proud to televise now the first satanic church has been opened in South Africa.
Thank you very much.
Tell them.
Yeah, I understand, but we're talking about the case that is currently facing here, and the case that is facing is that of fraud and corruption to the tune of up to 100 million rand. Of course, he's making now his third appearance here. The bail application was postponed, of course, on Friday due to time delays. But the supporters are still out here in their numbers, Blaine. They are not going away. Remember last week, some of them said to us that they would not vote in next year municipal elections if Bushiri and his wife are not released. But definitely their spirits are still very much high. They are out here in their numbers, and they're going to remain here until this matter is concluded. They tell us. We know, of course, that they want to be, the Bushiris have spent several days, including the weekend in jail since they were arrested on Tuesday last week by the Hawks.
Well, remember some of your conversations with some of the Bushiri supporters last week. Fervent support for this couple. And I remember that you were trying to explain in terms of the court proceedings, but they weren't having any of it. They just talk to us about some of the sentiment that they were giving you with regards to why this couple is in court in the first place.
All right, Ben, as you can see that people are mixing their personal beliefs and the legal processes. A lot of the supporters there seem to think that he's being targeted because of his religious views, and that because he is making money and that he's a leader of a very major church, they feel like he's being targeted as a result of that. And then you know it's quite a tough job to try and explain to the supporters that how the legal processes work, and that the postponements that we have seen, some of the delays that we have seen, they are not unique to the two couple, the Bushiris. This is something that we often see in court on a regular basis, especially if there is a number of matters at hand. You remember the Bushiris, of course, did not want the media to have access inside, and then that matter had to be dealt with by the court. So that took a bit of time. But then outside here, they feel that there is some conspiracy against the Bushiri and his wife. They feel that he's being targeted for his religious beliefs, and they're saying that they're going to remain here in their numbers until this matter is sorted out. But we know the state is opposing bail, so there is a real possibility that he may be denied bail, and I do not think that will go down very well with these crowds here. They've gathered here in their numbers, and maybe, I don't know if we have enough time to solicit another comment from some of the supporters that are here in their numbers. Mama, you've been here supporting the prophet. Just talk to us about why you're here.
I'm here to stand with my father.
Mm-hmm.
I will stand for the truth, and I will support the truth.
And then let's talk about the charges that he's facing. You're saying you're standing for the truth, but then the court is here to prove the truth. Do you not believe in the court system?
Let the justice prevail. I believe that South Africa, we have a real justice. The justice will prevail.
So you have confidence in the processes of the court? Why are you unsure? What's bothering you?
I'm no longer sure about the system of South Africa. Eh?
Why is that? Why is that?
My brother, I'm not pleased.
Are you upset over the postponements for the bail application?
Yeah, no, I'm not stressed about the bail, all that, my brother. Let them charge the prophet. If the prophet, let them charge the prophet, because we don't hear any charges about the prophet. We've been postponing 2 years. It's another one. 2 years. It's another one. Let them.
The charges are that of fraud and money laundering. So there are charges that is faced.
Let the justice prevail.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, there you have it. One of the supporters saying that let justice prevail. I think there's a bit of frustration over the ongoing postponements. The supporters are saying they do have their doubts with the justice system as a result of the delays. But we know, of course, that some of these delays are part of the court proceedings. The Bushiris also did not help their case by fighting the media application to proceed to record proceedings live. So that further delayed this matter. But the supporters are here out in their numbers, still in high spirits. Some are very emotional over this blame because they believe the Bushiris to be their spiritual parents.
All right, Sipho Stuurman, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. We'll come back to you a little later on when we get further developments from inside court.